Rahul came to me 2 months before the exam. In January, he approached me, and in March, he had his board exams. He had failed in every subject in his half yearly and failed miserably. Every single exam he had got single digits, except French, where he just managed to get 13 out of 100. His dad was losing it, his mom was frustrated, and obviously Rahul was depressed. This study secret got him 87% in his board exams, just a matter of 2 months. 2 months! Can you believe it?
Hi, I'm Priya. I'm a homemaker. I have two children, Rahul and Meghna. Rahul is going to the 12th standard and Meghna to the 7th. Like all parents, especially mothers, I have the problem of making them sit down in a place to study, and also some behavioral problems like getting angry and being adamant and all these things. So I was really desperate to know how I can handle these issues with my children. That's when I heard about Dr. Sachin's Secrets of Champion Mind, and I've enrolled initially my son for the program. And when he has completed the program, I found a sea change in him. Especially with regard to studies, Dr. Sachin has imparted many techniques which he has started to use. Maybe if I had told him, I don't know if he would have accepted it. But the way Dr. Sachin has, gelled with him and made him do those techniques, he has started using the techniques, and it has helped him a lot in his studies. And also not being lazy. He's changed a lot. He takes care of his own things and everything.
Are you ready for mind maps? Mind maps was invented by Tony Buzan. It's a whole brain technique. It uses our left brain, also our right brain.
Tony Buzan is a leading expert on the brain and learning who has authored and co-authored over 100 books. Through his work in the media, Tony aims to educate the world in how to use the brain more effectively. Tony is the inventor of the revolutionary mind mapping technique, which he believes is more efficient than conventional methods of writing notes and ideas. In this film, Tony talks about how he developed mind mapping and how it can be applied in everyday life. Step 1. The problems with note-taking.
To get from where you are now to be able to mind map is an easy process. And the first step is to examine your current notes. Now, when I was at university, what I was doing was what everyone around the world is taught to do. I had my lined page, I had my black or blue ink pen, and I was making my verbal notes. So it was lines and words and one color. I would be skimming through my notes thinking, where's the key information? Where's the gold? And I'd be underlining and highlighting. You will realize that the brain, as I realized, has priorities. Certain things are really important. Other things are important but not quite as important. And there are certain ideas which are the chapter heading ideas, the big ideas. So I began to organize so that it became like a more three-dimensional structure. Things began to stand out more.
Step 2. Developing mind maps.
Even though I had the key ideas and the chapter headings and things were beginning to look good, I was missing connections. There was no real association. So I began to look for ways of finding associations. And quite obviously, lines worked. So I connected things with lines. Arrows worked. I could symbolize and code. So I next had in front of me, the key idea, which I put in the center of the page, because I also realized my brain didn't think from, the left, right and then left and right. It doesn't think like that. It thought from the center and explodes out, as all brains do. So I put the main idea in the center, and then I had branches coming out from that, the chapter heading branches, and then had more lines connecting, associations, for the second level ideas, and then the third level ideas, and so on. But then this little thing started gnawing away, and that is, I had lots of words and hardly any picture. And I thought, what would happen if I start to to do images. And so instead of writing all the people on a branch, drew some little stick people. And my mind maps became image filled. And of course I began to add color. And I found to my amazement and surprise that not only could I do it, but the mind map became much more beautiful and much more memorable. You know, when I stopped looking at the mind map, I could close my eyes and it was still there. And it was the images that were helping me to do that with their positions in the associative network.
Step 3. Using mind maps.
You can use mind maps for monitoring, you can use mind maps for, obviously for brainstorming and brain blooming, because the mind map allows you just to explode like a supernova star, instead of, you know, doing your list of brainstorming ideas, which inevitably comes to a stuttering halt anyway because it's anti-brain. The mind map just explodes with your ideas. The thing to do is to start to use them, and then all your thinking areas are enhanced, because when you use your brain the way it's designed to be used, good things happen.
Get set, go for mind maps. Are you ready? The principles of mind map is called as pakuk. Yes, pakuk, pakuk. And that's how Tony Buzan would say it. The 6 principles of mind map is pakuk. Yes, 6 of them. The first one stands for P. P is P for mind loves. You remember, we must have done this earlier. You must have seen this in our previous videos. If not, mind loves pictures. Yes, mind is not designed, as Tony Buzan has said in the video, is not designed to see text, not designed to remember sentences or a paragraph, but mind remembers only images or pictures. The first one, P, stands for pictures. Principle number 2, A. A stands for association. Association, as this one says, gravity. When we think about gravity, what do we think? We think about Newton and the apple falling on his head. So that's an association. Let's do a couple of exercises, couple of quick activities here. When I say Sachin Tendulkar, what comes to your mind? Cricket. Now that's an association. Okay, when I say Agra, what comes to your mind? Taj Mahal, isn't it? Okay, when I say Leonardo da Vinci, what comes to your mind? Mona Lisa. That's again an association. So the principle number 2 is association. Let's do another one more. When I say Chennai, what comes to your mind? Temples or maybe beaches. So these are associations. Our mind is constantly making associations. The third one is C. C for, that's also a secret that we have learned very recently. Mind loves colors. Colors. Mind doesn't like just blue or the black, but mind loves color. We have done several activities. We know, if I ask you guys whether you want to go for a color movie or a black and white, yes, we want to go for color. Make it as colorful as possible. Principle number 4 of mind map is O. Starts with O. So what it is? It's overview, able to see from a distance and able to get the entire view of the place, or an overview of the place is called as overview. Let me give you an example. Have you seen the entire India? Where have you seen an entire India? You've seen it in a map. A map is an overview of India. Have you seen the entire planet? It's a globe. Globe is an overview. Imagine you are on a high rise. You're in a building which is 20 floors up, 30 floors up. You are looking down. What do you see? You see an overview of the entire area. So that is called as an overview. You climb on a lighthouse. What do you see? You see an overview of the entire harbor. So that is called as overview. Principle number 5 is mind loves O. We have done that. Mind love outstanding. Mind doesn't want to remember very simple, mediocre or mundane things. It wants to only remember important people, important events, important incidents or important things in life. That's it. Make it outstanding. Don't like the ordinary. Mind loves only extraordinary things. Principle number 6 and the final one is 80-20. The keywords. 20% keywords, 80% non-keywords. Yes, do this. For whatever you plan to make the mind map for, you need to filter it out and make sure you have close to 20% of the keywords ready for it. Let's get started with the rules, how to draw a mind map. What we saw earlier in the video was principles. Now we're going to see are the rules that we must follow, how to draw the mind map correctly. The rule number 1 is use a plain paper, a blank paper, and use it in landscape, not in the portrait manner but in the landscape manner. Rule number 2, the topic, the heading or the main idea comes right in the center of the paper. Rule number 3, the branches which is coming out of the main idea, also called as the subheadings, should be in curved. It should not be a straight line. It should be curved like branches, and these are called as subheadings. Rule number 4, from the subheading branch, which is the main branch which is connecting from the main idea till the main points, it can have multiple branches depending upon how many points that you want to put. They are called as main point 1, main point 2 till 3, 4, how many ever you have, you can have them. These are called as main point branches. Rule number 5, from the main point branches now will emerge called as supporting details. You can have number of them depending upon how many details you want to put, 1, 2, 3, you can have them. So this is rule number 5. Rule number 6, the branches go from thick to thinner. The subheading branch will be the thickest, then the main point branch will become a little thinner, and then finally we'll have thin lines for the supporting details, thick to thin. That is rule number 6. The final rule and the rule number 7 to draw mind maps is the words. Whatever the keywords, there's 20% keywords from the word pakuk, P-A-C-O-O-K, the last one. The keywords should be sticking to the branches, whether it is the subheading or the main point or even the detail. It should be touching. It should be either stuck on top or at the bottom. So this is the rule number 7. This is the structure of a mind map. The topic, the main idea or the heading is in the center. Then we have the main subheading, which is called subheading number 1. This will break into main point here showing as number 2, number 8 and number 11, which is marked in the green color, and then it will break into supporting detail branches, which is 3, 4, 9, 10. As you can see, this is given in another one more color, and then it continues to become much more thinner and thinner into 5, 6, 7, represented here in black color, and it moves clockwise. The entire flow of information is clockwise, and from main branch 1 it moves to main branch 2, then main branch 3, main branch 4. While you keep drawing it, this is how the information should flow. One more quick tip about mind maps: we don't use entire sentences. We can use a short forms, equal to or greater than, up or down, less than or greater than, for, therefore, without, not available. These are the kind of symbols you should use abundantly, and avoid using of full words. Mind map is an overview, therefore only use symbols wherever possible. Here are some samples, examples of mind maps. This is sound chapter, a chapter of total 12 pages condensed into a beautiful mind map, a whole brain mind map of sound chapter. As you can see, here we have the intro, transmission, speed, noise, music, and ways of producing as main points, and different branches, subheading, and then it's going into that. It's got lots of pictures in them and using different colors. So this is the mind map of sound chapter, 12 pages condensed into only page 1. Here's another example of another mind map. 3 states of matter. As you know, they are gas, liquids and solids, and it's broken into such a beautiful mind map which has got pictures, which has got all the keywords out there. It's got drawings, it's got formulas, and it's got symbols, whatever. So this is the mind map for 3 states of matter. This is another mind map, a beautiful one drawn by one of our participants. Is the cellular component in human blood, the erythrocytes, the white blood cells, the red blood cells, erythrocytes and platelets, everything drawn. The entire chapter is close to about 15 pages. Here it's just one beautiful looking page. One more example. This is the mind map of cancer from our biology chapter, and I believe this is about 20 odd pages, and this is about the cancer cell. Okay, only students who have seen this would be able to make sense, but however you can see this is so many pages just condensed into one single beautiful mind map. It's now time to make a mind map. Please remember that whatever mind map that we are planning to make, you should have read, understood, learnt it 100%. All these study techniques only work when you have learned and understood the subject thoroughly. Please make sure you do that itself at the school or with your tutor or sit in the library. Only when you understand it completely. These are all note making techniques. Pareto principle, pictograms as well as mind maps. All these things only are for making notes. Instead of making linear notes, we make these notes which our mind can remember, so that we don't keep forgetting it again and again, and we can reproduce it more and make studies actually much more smarter. So please remember, the foundation of all this is basically you should have learned and understood it thoroughly. That is the step number 1. And now let's get started with making mind maps. And let's start with the mind map, and I'm going to make a mind map of something which I know very well. That is myself. I'm going to make a mind map of my own self. Do you want to know a little bit more about Sachin Coach? So let's get started with a mind map. The paper is laid in landscape instead of portrait. So that's one of the rules. And we start the topic right in the center. So that's me. Obviously, I could give a gorgeous smile there. And my hairstyle. This is my this thing, not the current corona style where I have very long hair, my regular style of hair. Yeah, I believe I have tons of hair, I have lots and lots of hair. So that is me, so that is Sachin Coach here. So the topic is always in the center. Now let's start drawing the subheadings. Let me tell you a little bit more about the kind of food I like. So let me start with a subheading branch, and the rule is the branch has to be curved. So I'm going to make a curved branch from thick to thin, yes, and I am going to shade it up. And that is my branch, and this branch is for the food, the kind of food I eat. And now I have two kinds of food, so I will make two more branches. These two branches will be my main point 1, main point 2. I can have multiple. Let us say if I like 3 different kinds of food, then I'll have to make 3. So I will use another color to make another branch. So I have 2 different kind of food cuisines that I like. So again, this is the thicker one, so the next branch will be slightly even thinner, and there you go. Yes, this is my main point number 1, and this is my main point number 2. Make it as curvy as possible, it becomes whole brain. Yes, and then so this will be my food branch, the main. This is my, I like 2 different kinds of food, you'll find out very very soon. And then what I like after that would be much more. I'm choosing another color, possibly another one, and this is one and this is one. Yeah, I have 2 different types. So let me now start putting the information in it. So this is my food branch. As you can see, the word should be sticking to the branch. Now this is my next branch. This is where I like 2 different kind of food. I'm going to use the short forms. So it will mean SI. So what does SI mean? South Indian food, yes. And here I like Chinese and Chinese food. Okay, in South Indian food. So this is my food. I have 2 different batches, South Indian and I have Chinese food. So I can also draw a little bit of part of South India, or I can draw, because Mindla pictures Paku, P stands for pictures, but I will add more of pictures here. And then next is what I like in South India. I like is idli and dosa. So I will write idli, and I like here is noodles, and let me draw a plate of idli. I like, and one more I'll be drawing now of dosa, what I like. So these are my idlis, and a cup of sambar will go there, yeah, and This is my, and there is a bit of hot piping idlis. A little bit of steam is coming out there. And there, as I said, I have one more. I will have this. This is my dosa, basically details. So this is my subheading, main point, and this is my supporting details. So here I have one more. This is my dosa. I will again draw a plate of dosa under that. Noodles. Let me draw noodles, and I can take up some other this thing. So noodles will be a cup of noodles I have here, and I have several of these noodles, and chopsticks. 2 chopsticks I have, and noodles are stuck to the chopstick, and they are this thing. So this is my cup of noodles. I have dosa, it should have been. Let's correct that. D-O-S-A, dosa. A plate of dosa would be, and a long paper dosa. Yeah, long paper. I like masala dosa, so I'm going to put a little bit of masala inside it. Yeah, this is a little bit of masala. I have a bit of chutney there, and this thing. So this is me, Center Sachin. This is the food, what I like, and I have a subheading branch. Then I have the main points from there. In South Indian, I like too. So is it very easy? It's very easy to understand. Let's draw one more thing. What should I tell you a little bit more? It's about my hobbies. Let's make one for hobbies. So I'll make another line. Yeah. This would be again a subheading. A large thick line. Thick to thin. So these are my hobby lines, and I will give a name to it. So that is, yeah, I have 2 hobbies. So I'll be having 2 separate main points. These are my 2. Yeah, and then I have the details, thinner one, and I have one more here. So I have 2 separate hobbies. The first one is I like playing. I'll do one thing. I'll make a picture of that. I would need, okay. Yeah. It has a green top on it. Yeah. And we use a cue stick. Yeah. We have different colors of balls on it. More 15 red color balls. What is it? This is a snooker table. Yes. Yeah. So I like, in this there are 2 games that I like. So this is, let me use red color. So here I like is, I can say basically billiards and snooker. So this is one of my hobby number 1. So this would be, I'll put it as snooker. And here what I like is billiards. I can put it down, or yeah. And now coming to hobby number 2, what I like is reading. What kind of books I like reading? I like reading self-development, non-fiction. Yeah. So I can put it here as non-fiction. Yes. And let me draw a book. Yeah, there you go. So now you have 2 things about Sachin Coach. So that's me, my hobbies, my foods. Is it very simple to understand? Imagine you would read so much about it. Would you be able to remember it? This is like a photograph. Okay, now let's take a quick look. Have we used all the principle? Pakuk. Does it have pictures? The book, the billiard tables, the bowl of noodles, the dosa, the idli. Does it have pictures? Okay. PA. Is it having associations? You can see there is continuously there is association. One is associated. C. Is it colorful? Yes, mine loves colors. Is it? Then it is overview. Does it give a bit of an overview about Sachin coach, about couple of things? That's overview about me, about my food, and about my hobbies. Okay. Then third thing is outstanding. Does it look outstanding? Yes, I made outstanding images and all that. Make it as outstanding as possible. And then K. I've used K keywords. I've used only keywords. I've not written anywhere more than 2 words. Even here, in fact, I've used acronyms like SI, South India, Italy, and all that. So this is, my dear friends, mind map. You can add as many more. I can add my education, my family, where I love to have vacations. If I keep adding more and more, it becomes. So now it's time for a superb activity. Are you ready? Quickly take a paper, landscape, use these rules, make your own mind map. Your time starts now. You have 20 minutes. Get set, go. Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Sachin and I am a life coach. I use games, activities and exercises to teach young champions valuable life skills and study skills which help them become number one in studies and number one in life. Continue to watch our videos, share them, subscribe to our channel and please do comment. It'll help us, it'll inspire us to make more good content like this. Thank you so much for watching our channel. Also do visit our website www.superbhumans.com. Thank you so much.